Hey, what's up everyone? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we're looking at my newest custom, which is an import version of Marvel's Hawkeye. This is based kind of on the Marvel vs. Capcom version of Hawkeye. My customer said he wanted it to look like that, but I could have some freedom in the design to have some fun with it, and he wanted me to use the Figma Cobra as the base. So that's what I did. I sculpted all of this collar piece up here with the scale mail and the armor, whatever you want to call the straight parts around there. And I sculpted the parts going down the torso and the abdomen, and then I sculpted the belt, gave him the loincloth, gave him kind of a forearm guard, and then I sculpted the head over the Figma head because he wanted me to use the articulated eyes. So, well, we'll get to that in a second. So I basically shaved down Cobra's head. I resculpted the mouth since it had the cigar hole in it, and then I sculpted the Hawkeye head over that. I also made a removable quiver for his arrows, so that can just go onto his back via a magnet, and there's like a little tab that keeps it in place where it needs to be so it doesn't flop around like that. And then I had to make a bow. So I used the movie Hawkeye bow, and I sculpted like an armor piece for his hand on the front there. Let me set this guy down so I can get him off the base. The only bad thing about using imports is that there's so much articulation. You have to be super careful when you have them, because I don't care what kind of paint job you have to be careful when you have articulation to worry about. So with the imports, it's fun and you get lots of good stuff, but we do have a lot of articulation to worry about. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I sculpted kind of like an armor piece around his hand for the bow, and then I put like a little sight on it and just little details like that. And let me pop this hand off so I can show you what I did to the bow additionally. That arrow is just stuck in his hand, so he's got some arrows. I'll show you those in a second. So the cool thing about the bow, and I made sure that he could hold it the way he needed to when he was using it, is I took out the fake bowstring that they had, and I put a real stretchy, and by real I mean not actual bowstring, but something that was stretchy, some elastic cord wrapped in nylon. I put that in there, I sculpted over the ends, and I made it so that he could actually draw the string, if I can do it. He can actually draw the string, and it's not too tight for the arms, so the figure can actually hold the string as it's drawn. You know, a lot of figures that you try to pull it out and it just pulls the arms together. That won't happen. And one of the ways I helped that is inside this hand, I made a little black hook, which you can't really see when you're not looking for it, and especially once it's posed. And that little black hook is what actually allows him to pull the string. And then you can put, once they have this, trying to do this on camera is a pain in the butt. So once you have the string pulled, you can actually fit the arrow, I can't remember what it's called again, but the feathery part of the arrow between these fingers here, so it looks like he's pulling the arrow back all while the string is drawn. Let's see if I can do it all at once. Probably not right now, since I have to on camera and it doesn't ever work. Nothing ever works on camera, people. Keep that in mind. So there you go. You can have him posed like he's actually going to fire the arrow, and it looks cool. So that's why we did that, and that was an important part of the figure since it is Hawkeye. So my customer wanted it, and I said, sure, let's make it happen. Another cool thing about the figure is the quiver. And this is just kind of a little thing I did because I wanted him. He has 3 arrows. I took these arrows from some other figure, I don't know. So he's got 3 of his unique looking arrows. And then I just stuck 2 in the quiver back here, so that it looked like he had more, but that wasn't quite enough. If he wanted to remove them all together, he can remove them, and then there's no arrows. And these are just dummy arrows for displayability. And what I wanted to make sure was that he could act like the figure could reach back and was pulling out one of the arrows. So, you know, I made it so that they can come out like that if they want to. Of course, there's no end on them really, because just like with most things in figures, we have to fake some stuff because they wouldn't fit with all those ends on there in the bottom of that quiver. But having the 2 little dummy arrows gives him arrows in the quiver and a little bit extra displayability. So we have those 2 fake arrows, we have those 3 real arrows, and then we have a bunch of alternate hands with fists and gripping hands and whatever you want type of hands. And then he has the hand with the hook on it, and he has all of the other things that you've seen so far. Comes with the standard Figma base, and then last but not least, we have what the Cobra figure really provided for us, other than a nice blank body to use, is the eyes, and that's the best part of the Cobra figure, I think. So I sculpted the head around this feature, and in addition to using the peg that they put in there, I put a magnet in the head just to help it hold together, and we're going to set that aside. And there's a little tool that comes with the figure to help you position the eyes, but the eyes are fully posable, and they have little pegs that stick out of the back there. You just put this little tool on over that little tab, or whatever you call it, peg, and then you can move the eyes around. And I didn't bring it with me, of course, so we used the handy dandy knife, and I'll just show you how you can pose the eyes. Let's use that one. So you want them to look to the right. Of course, you have to take the time to line them up properly, but it's really nice, I think, to have the articulated eyes, because you can pose the figure however you freaking want, and the eyes are going to be however you freaking want, and you can have a lot of fun posing the figure rather than having one of these figures where they're always looking to the right or always looking straight down or something like that. So there it is, guys. There's my Figma Hawkeye. All of the articulation is intact from the original figure, and then I just sculpted over the original face so the head has all of its articulation, including the eyes. And we did them up with the arrows and bow and stuff, and there it is. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime,